Hi class, welcome to Medical Terminology in the Summer. My name is Rana Krause-Adams. I'm going to be your instructor this summer. This video is intended to give you a course tour, if you will, and kind of start you off with week one and get you oriented in the course. You are going to be running quite the race, and so I want to make sure that you're off on the right foot and getting the right start. Here's how you reach me. If you need to set up an appointment with me over Zoom or Skype or whatever's, we can do that. Also, feel free to email me. I'll return your email relatively promptly. Here is your syllabus and schedule. Definitely, I know every teacher says it, read your syllabus, read your syllabus. You really have to understand all the ins and outs of this course. For example, whether things can be turned in late, what is a computer expectation? This class we have weighted grades, which is what I was bringing to here right now. So you can understand the weight of the work that you do and how it applies. And so the other major thing I have here for you is a schedule. Gradebook is never something you follow for due dates. It will have it wrong 50% of the time. And so always be looking at your schedule for what is due, and you'll see your weeks are almost exactly the same. I do this very intentionally. Studying medical terminology is like learning a new language. The only way to learn a new language really successfully and have you retain it is to have an immersion style experience. Well, there's not medical terminology land we can go to. And so what we can do is we can practice very purposefully, and we can have an engagement with medical terminology from lots of different facets, meaning we could be spelling it, we could be reading about it, we can be talking about it, we can be saying it, we can be creating about it, we can be testing, we can be doing all these types of things. And what you'll see is outside of week one and week two, which are our intro chapters, our weeks will start looking exactly the same. You'll always know exactly what's expected of you, what your due dates are. You'll see Wednesday and Sunday, those are our due dates. And we have major amounts of work due on those due dates. And so I do this because I also want to help you get into a rhythm so you can be successful. Students love the way this class is set up, and specifically because they know exactly what they need to be doing at all times. There's no guesswork. And when you're in the middle of summer and you're spending 18 to 20 hours on a course, you don't want to spend time guessing. So that is your syllabus and schedule. Here we have course resources. Your book comes with your class. All you need to do is log into your Connect Orientation or LearnSmart and set up your account. There is no registration code. Use your CWI email, please. The other thing you're going to set up is your CTE skills, which you can see this button right up here. All these are our accompanying videos. They're like good 5 to 10 minute talk about that body system, talk about common med terms that come with that body system. I have a lot of A&P videos, so if you haven't had A&P, you're going to feel like you're drowning sometimes, and those videos might actually help you. I have directions here on how to set that up. It's not a big deal. Just fill out the information. You'll get that set up. Connect Help. This is for you to make sure that your computer is compatible. You've run your compatibility test, that you're using the right browsers and all of that stuff. I also have a little video here on weighted grades. This just explains weighted grades and how they work. I know that can be confusing to students. You'll also notice in Gradebook that in your gradebook you will see a total weighted grade and you'll see a weight for each area. I want to make sure that you can stay on top of your grades at all times. You'll never have to email me to see where you stand. You'll always know where you stand. So let's go to weekly folders, because yes, you do see some other buttons here, but I like a one-stop shop for students. I only want students to have to go to one place in their class and everything they need is right there. And as you can see, for me, that is a weekly folder. Outside of a weekly folder, you'll always see what's due. You'll see what you should expect to find in this weekly folder. And so I'm going to click on week one, and how I do this is I put them into chapters. Okay, so for example, chapter 1, you're always going to have your lesson overview, kind of what are the learning objectives of this chapter. You'll usually have a few CTE skills videos, and you will have a PowerPoint. This isn't narrated. This is just, maybe this would help you. Maybe you want to print it out. You want another study feature. You'll have a Learn Smart, and you'll have Connect activities. Now again, for chapters 1 and 2, they look a little bit different. Starting with chapter 3, all of this is going to look exactly the same, which again will be really helpful to you. You'll also notice, this is a little hint, Checkbox questions in Connect can be kind of tricky. Sometimes they trip students up a little bit. So I want to make sure that I could tell you exactly what it should look like and how to do it. And so that's this. And then you have your team pronunciations. And so this is actually a 10% of your grade. Students really enjoyed it last semester when I tried it for the first time. It is a way for you to study, create flashcards, pronounce your words correctly. Your pronunciations will be on every exam, not your weekly quizzes, but on your big exams. And so it doesn't matter if you can't pronounce things correctly, you're not going to be successful when you go into the workforce and you need to use this language, right? Imagine if we were learning foreign language and then we got sent to Spain and had to pronounce things and we weren't pronouncing them correctly. We'd end up eating like frogs and eyeballs or something. So in your field, you might kill someone. And so we need to be able to say, we need to be able to spell. And so this is a big part of that. You'll also notice you have a button up here that says team pronunciations. I put that there in case you don't want to go into a weekly folder, but you'll always have a link. So let's just go here. This video is the first thing you're going to do because this is going to teach you how to do it. This is going to be a decent amount of work because you have to do 2 chapters a week. Okay, and so these are your due dates. These are all the information when you grade each other on this. You can find your team right here. I've given you some video resources. Again, I'm not fully discussing this because that's what this video is for. The one thing is, for the first week, you're going to do a team introduction. Okay, so let's pretend on team 1. It says I'm not enrolled in any teams, obviously. And so you will have learned how to do all of this, and you're going to come down here and you'll see a team introduction, and I gave you the instructions on that before. And so this is just a way for you to practice making a video, because ultimately, since you're going to be doing 2 videos a week, you want to know how to do it. So all the information on the team introduction is right here for you. It's just something to have fun with and for you to learn how to do it. Okay, well, that is your week 1. You have due dates coming up on Wednesday, and so do not delay. By all means, follow that list that you received in your announcement, and if you have questions, just let me know. I hope you have a great week.